So I'm back with some more cosplay and con stories. Never will end, it feels like. So, by the time I post this, it'll be a year or so from when these happened. So, or even more. I don't know when I post these videos. If I post them. So I got some more to me that just happened-ish. Close enough. So I just went to my first time going to 2 cons in one weekend, and that was an experience. I didn't plan that. I planned to go to one originally, and I put in a panel application for the other, and was like, we'll see. I was only gonna go one day because they were both 2-day conventions on the same exact weekend. And I wasn't planning on going to all of them. I was planning on going one day on one of them. And I was like, if I get my panel, I'll go the other day. And that was a really fun experience. So that's, one of my stories, which leads into the other story. While I was there, I got to host a panel, and I got to meet this wonderful group of cosplayers. And after the panel, we started talking, and the topic of, are you going to be here the next day, was brought up, and they answered, no, I'm going to insert name of this con. And I laughed because I was like, that is where I will be as well. I'll see you tomorrow. And I just thought it was really funny. I didn't actually think I would actually see them. It was a tiny con. It's just people go around and all that. But of course, as the day goes on the next day, I'm in an entirely different cosplay. They had planned to wear the same ones. And I did get to see them and say hi to them. It's like, I told you I'd see you. And it's just, I love that because the next weekend, I went to another con. This is like the most cons that I had been to in one set of period. Went to 2 one weekend, and then the very next weekend I went to another one. And I ran into more people from the previous convention. They're like, hey, didn't I see you last weekend? Yes, you did. I was also very popular at this convention. I was cosplaying Harley Quinn, and a lot of people asked for my photographs. Of course, there was some people that did not ask, and I did not know about until afterwards when I was with my aunt, and she pointed out, she's like, they took your picture, and I went, well, that was rude. They should have asked. I 100% would have posed for them, which, cosplay is consent. Always ask a cosplayer before you take a picture of them, because maybe they are eating, maybe they're talking, maybe they're just don't want their picture posted anywhere, or even have, I've asked people most, like 90% of the time, they'll go, yeah, and then they'll get into position and pose. But, I've had people go, no, right, or, be polite. It's like, if you see them, sitting down, it's like, hey, when you get up, can I take your picture? Or if they're eating, it's like, when you're done eating, can I get your picture? I sometimes will walk up to a person and wait for if they're talking to somebody, to wait for that conversation to be over and go, hey, can I get your picture, when it's a lull conversation or something. So it's just really interesting, because I've never had that happen before, which leads into my next story. For all 3 of these conventions, I had to go somewhere afterwards. So the first convention, we get called up by, family member, my uncle, to go to the grocery store, and we're like, okay, and to pick some stuff up. So we go to the grocery store, and I am in full cosplay, and I was like, I wonder if people gonna look at me. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, maybe. That's the first time I had ever went to a store or something in cosplay, and it was very interesting. I was just tired, so I was just walking, and my aunt pointed, like, a lot of people were staring, but, like, they was, like, always joined. When we got to the cashier, my aunt felt, she's like, she's like, we just came back from a convention event, and da-da-da-da. And I was like, how did you say that? Like, they didn't need to know. She's like, I just felt like I had to explain. I'm like, okay. And the next day, we had to go to the pharmacy to pick up some things. And again, I walked in full cosplay and was like, okay, yeah. And then, of course, the next weekend, we had planned to go into the store because the first one we're very tired. We're just going to get bare specials. This one, we had forgot some things, and we're like, we are now out of this. And it was water. We needed water and some other things. I forgot what we needed at the time. I was like, well, I also have to go to the post office. And we didn't do that week. So I was like, here I am in cosplay, going to the store once more. I was like, is this a thing now? Like, I've been out in cosplay 4 times because, like, beginning of the year, my first, like, that one was planned. I wore an outfit that, like, people wouldn't know I was in full cosplay at the time. I kind of like this, like, not a lot of people would know I was in full cosplay. They just probably thought it was like a outfit. But it was like more incognito cosplay, but like I knew I was in cosplay. But like these ones were like very obvious cosplay. That was a fun experience. Yeah, that was fun. Go see the reaction, because like when I was in my Harley Quinn one, a little girl just kept staring at me at the grocery store. She's like, I was just like, reactions are funny. So my next story isn't really a story, it's more of opinion, because like I've been hearing like a lot of stories on talking about con crunch, and I was even talking to some people and they're like, yeah, I had the con crunch, I made this last night, and like, or and I'm like, I don't know how people can do it. Like, I do not know how people can do it. I plan my cosplay like for like the year, and like a year in advance or 2 years in advance. Like I have plans like 2 years from now that it's like, okay, I'll cosplay that, so I have 2 years to make it, and I can take my time with what I have. And my closest con crunch is only 2 characters. One of them is Nakito Kameda, and I did not plan to cosplay him. I decided literally after watching and like playing the game, watching the show and playing the games, that I need to cosplay this character. And which leads to some funny stories of just trying to find like the correct wig, and because the first wig I bought was not it. I ended up using that wig for something else, but I had to find another wig, and then that leads into his jacket story, which I bought a jacket off of Amazon, which was I don't know, this maybe not like Amazon really, because I hadn't used it much before then, and I still don't really use it a lot. But like I bought a jacket and it clicked the correct size for me. Great price, bought it, and it came in, it was too small, and I go back on the order form and it says I ordered the very small one. I was like, when did that refresh or something? Must have refreshed at some point. I think that's what happened when I bought the Monosushi manga. Yeah, by accident. I was like, I know I clicked the volume, not the manga. I don't remember clicking that cover. But anyway, and I was like, what am I gonna do with this jacket? And my aunt saw it, tried it on, and absolutely loved it. And she's like, how much you paid for this? And I told her, and she's like, I'll give you the money. And I was like, okay, I'll go and buy it. When I go on to buy it, it's now more expensive to buy a larger size. And I was like, are you serious? Which I ended up finding the jacket on another website with a different jacket, but I fell in love with that jacket. I love it more than the jacket that I originally planned. And another cosplay that I con crunch is the one that I'm actually wearing right now, which is Auntie from Little Mushroom. And like I started reading Little Mushroom, fell in love with it. Wasn't even done with the first book and was like, I want to do that. And the first thing I bought was the necklace. And the only thing I bought was the necklace and the overalls. This is my Venti wig with the braids tucked up underneath, and you can actually see, I think, some of the blue on the side still, like right here. The braids are tucked into the wig. I bought some little mushrooms to like clip into my hair every now and then, which I took some pictures of. I don't know if I'm going to, do that. I got this overalls. I already have the white shirt. And the convention that I'm planning on wearing it to, was months away. I finished at the end of March, I think. And the convention's not until July. That is my con crunching is at least 4 months. And like, I have I think Nagito had like 2 months left before the convention happened. That was the closest that I con crunch. Do not con crunch. I hate it when people are going like, I worked on this in my hotel room. It's like, unless you're repairing something that broke by accident, which that I will give a pass for, but if you were making your costume, or if you were making your costume or you're working on your costume till the last minute, like literally you had to run to the store to buy last minute thing for it, or you had to go and make something the night before. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not, because I've heard so many con crunch stories that are horrible. Now, repairing is another issue. If you had already all finished and you had tried it on everything and everything worked in your try on hot thing and everything worked and it was finished, and then here comes the convention and then something breaks. That is different, because that's no longer con crunching. That is cosplay repairing, which love cosplay repair. I love when I see a cosplay repair in a convention. I got so excited because one convention I had never been to, I was like, it had a cosplay repair. And I was, and I got looked at like my aunt like crazy. I was like, cosplay repairs are amazing. Some people just volunteer their time to help people fix costumes. They usually have like super glue or a little sewing kit, duct tape, things to do a quick fix for you so you can last the convention, so when you get home, you can fix your cosplay later. But that's my Conquer story. I don't like it. I don't do it. I usually have 3 or 4 months buffer between my con crunch. Like if I decide to cosplay a new character for a convention, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to make sure they are completely done before, at least 3 months before the convention, or 2 months. But yeah, I actually plan my cosplays out, like whatever cosplays like did you see, like use an example of a year, cosplays that you saw that I wore in 2023 that was new. I worked on those in 2022. Same thing as 2022 cosplays. Like whatever year that I'm in, I'm working on the next year's cosplays usually. While this year's cosplays is the ones that I'm cosplaying. I also take my cosplay pictures early. I take them on my breaks. So sometimes like I'm taking pictures in December of the year before for whatever the next year is. Sometimes it's the beginning of January or even February. It's really weird if I do it in February. One year ago, I did it in the summer. I had summer off. That was weird, mostly because I think it was with COVID. COVID happened and I had like time off in the summer, and I was like, I'm gonna do some cosplays. Closet cosplays are wonderful. Look in your closet, see what you have, throw it all together, costume. So, alright. So my next one is again about conventions, and it's about quiet space. Very important to conventions, because sometimes you just need a nice quiet place to decompress and all this. And I say this because like I sometimes don't realize when I need it, so hopefully you realize and you need it. But I was joining a panel, and it was about the Carolina Manga Library, which if you haven't been to a convention that has that, recommend them to your convention, or if you have, go check them out. It's usually a nice quiet area, and you can just sit down and you can read some manga. But if your convention doesn't have a quiet space, like my big convention has one, it also has the manga library, but my smaller conventions, they don't necessarily have one. And I say this every single time for these conventions. I was like, it's really funny because I said I did this one year. I walked into the bathroom because I had to go to the bathroom, and I used the bathroom, and then after I was done, I was like, man, it's so ed in here. And I just sit there for a while. It was so quiet. I was like, man, no one's in here. And I was like, well, I should probably, I rested a while, just sitting in the stall, just quiet. Eventually, I was like, I had to leave. I'm probably holding up stall. There was plenty of other stalls. I just felt bad. But as soon as I left, I realized there was a bunch of people just sitting around in the bathroom. All of them either on their phone or just like leaning against the wall, or they're just sitting there, quietly. And I was like, everybody has decided that the bathroom, that's a quiet space. And before the big convention got a quiet room, I used to do that at the big convention too. I would go to the bathroom and it wasn't that quiet in there either. But like sometimes you just need a stall. I now rent a hotel for that convention, so I go to my hotel room for quiet. But if you don't have a hotel room and there is no quiet room, try to see if your bathroom is quiet. If not, you might just want to step out and outside and like breathe, because sometimes it's very overwhelming. Conventions can be just so overwhelming, and sometimes you don't recognize it until after the convention is over. Like I said, I never usually notice when I need a quiet space until I go and like do something. Like 1 year at MetroCon, which is my big convention. I don't think I ever said that. That is my big convention usually. I planned on Sunday to do some stuff. There was an idol show going on. There was some other stuff. There was a, I call them friend. They're more acquaintance early. Panel going on that I really wanted to see just because of title, and then I found out it was theirs, and I was like, well, I really want to see that because I want to support them. And I planned things to do. And then things I had planned to do. And I looked around the dealer's hall for a little bit. It's Sunday. I'd already bought everything. Budget your money. That's another big thing for conventions. Budget your money. Know how much you're going to spend. I sometimes go over budget, but at least I know I went over, and it's usually not that much. But like, budget your money. Keep cash on you. Cash is also handy. Conventions, you do want cash. Smaller bills are more appreciative. Don't do anything higher than a 20. Because some places don't take cards, and some places the internet doesn't work, and you need Wi-Fi to do card. But also, if you have cash, you can count how much you spent. But I got off track. And I was like, I'm already at my limit. I don't want to spend anymore. I'm tired of walking. I want to find some place to sit. And I was like, the manga library's open. Let's go there for like 30 minutes to an hour before this thing I want to go see. I go and I sit there and it's all nice and quiet. I read. time come for me to leave, and I said, that's really loud. I don't want to go do it. And now I sit there for most of the day. I was in the manga library until they closed, and the panel I wanted to go see to support my friend started. And then I went to that panel, met with some friends, watched the panel, was lovely. At the end, I saw more friends. I said hi to them, and I said, I'm leaving. I'm going to go get food, and it's going to be quiet because no one else is around, and it's in the convention. I said, the only thing left is to see the closing ceremonies, and that's like an hour or so away. And I said, there's nothing else to do. I don't want to wait. So quiet spaces, very important to convention. And also, carry cash and budget money and drink water. That's another important thing. Always remind people, drink your water. I drink so much water at conventions, it's not even funny. It's just good for me. It's like, don't normally do it, but water, quiet spaces. Budget your money in cash. Nice tips for all conventions. Alright. Let's see. Alright. So this is my last story for this one right now. But, I don't know if this is a good story or not. This was really weird for me. I wasn't planning on saying for this panel. This is a panel story. And I was walking by and they're like, well, come on in. And like, I was like, okay, might as well sit down, watch a little bit. And this was a panel about cosplay. And everybody got like paper to draw out their dream cosplay. And I was like, cool, I'm not an artist. Never claimed to be. This is not how I plan my cosplays. I've been cosplaying for years. I don't make my cosplays, I thrift my cosplays. I am a cosplay thrifter. I will 100% to thrift stores if I need to. I'll go to a shopping place and buy, clothing, like more stable clothing, like things like that. And I very rarely make things. Like I made my apron for Red, I made my from Metal Cosplay, and I made my scarf from Mitsuba, from Taliban Haruko-kun. But like, I adjusted an apron for my taco from the Adventure Sound. This is the version, but don't make it on hand sew. I don't make my costumes like that. Jewelry, I will make jewelry, but costumes not so much. But I was like, I'm gonna do it though. I don't usually draw out what I need ever. I usually make a list of what I need. I'm a list maker, not a drawer. So I was like, I'll give it a go. So I draw one cosplay that I have been working on for a while. It's not done. I don't know if it'll ever be done. It might be one of those cosplays that I never actually fully do. But I draw it out, and it's basic. I'm going to go ahead and say it's Sailor Saturn from Sailor Moon. Something that I've been wanting to do, and I've been meaning to do, and I'm on the fence on how to do it. I draw all the pieces, and the cosplayer is going around talking to people about their costumes and da-da-da-da. And they get to mine, and they look at it, and then go, and then goes to the next person beside me to talk about, and goes in full length to talk about their person. I don't know, so I talked about theirs like constantly. People in front of me, constantly. Mine, And I'm like, did I just get judged on either my art or my cosplay? I even said what it was for. And like, I'm not the best drawer. I never claimed to be. But like, I definitely didn't draw people. I draw like the outfit. Like the broke down pieces of what I needed. And then I listed what color it was, because I'm doing this in pencil. I need to know what's what color. So this is purple, this is white, this is a glow, this is gold tiara, And I just felt very judged by this cosplayer. Like, I don't know if they meant it to be that, but like 100% felt judged. Like, this wasn't I was like, I don't think I've ever been judged by a cosplayer before. Like, usually, if somebody don't like a costume, they're not gonna say anything. They don't have nothing nice to say. Don't say anything at all. I've been made fun of on the internet. I've been called, funnily enough, a terrorist. I've been called racist for some reason, and I don't know why. And I've been called fat. Obviously, I'm plus size. I'm not a small person. I'm what, you know? But to be judged on, I don't know if it was the costume, my dream cosplay, or if it was because my dream cosplay was Sailor Saturn. And still technically is, because I actually did my actual dream cosplay. Like, before Sailor Saturn, I did my dream cosplay. My dream cosplays sometimes change, or they get different priorities. Sailor Saturn is a staple that I always want to do and have started working on before, but never finished. And I was like, I don't know if you're judging my art skills or if you're judging what I want to do. You're not judging anybody else. I'm not that ambitious on it. Heck, I can buy this costume probably, but I just felt wrong. They gave me their card and everything, and I was like, okay, and now I'm not going to go to your panels. I'm not going to really, because I felt like you judged me. And I don't want to be rude. Maybe they wasn't. I don't know. But like you said, I felt judged in that moment. Just that one small instance that I had with this cosplayer. I was like, are you judging me on my current cosplay? Are you judging me on my art? Or are you judging me on my future cosplay? I don't know. I don't know what this was. I don't, like I said, I don't want to name names. I don't want to say anything. If this goes up, if I post this with the other ones, it will be years in between from when that actually happened to now. And they probably don't remember it because they probably I know they've already done more panels like this. It's just, it was really funny, but also really weird. I was like, I felt judged in that moment. Later on that day, I still felt judged for it. And when I got home, I felt judged, and here, and months later, I feel judged, and probably years later, I will still be feeling judged. And I'm like, I don't know if it was my bad art, the costume, the cosplay that I had planned, because it was so basic, of what did you want me to say? I don't have any cosplay fans fully right now. At the time, I didn't. And, I'm like, I don't, or were you judging me on my costume right then and there? Because, I was in cosplay because I'm at a convention. I haven't stopped being a cosplaying at conventions since I started cosplaying in 2013. Every time I go to a convention, I'm usually in cosplay. It was just very weird. Like I said, don't judge people. Don't judge people on their art. Don't judge people on, if you don't like their art, don't buy their art, or just don't say anything. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. But also, if you're judging a person's thing while you are hosting a panel, say at least something nice, something useful. You could have said, hey, you could use this material, because you went on and on about somebody else's cosplay and another person's cosplay. You went on and on about all the others. You gave them you either gave quiet encouragement to some, or you spoke out loud. And mine, you went, which is rude. It was rude, felt rude to me. It felt like you were judging. So, like I said, if I post this, it will be a while since this had passed. While it's still somewhat fresh in my memory to me right now, it won't be by the time this comes out. Like I said, I just didn't want to name names because I don't want to start beef. This is not me starting beef. This is just me going, maybe they were having a day. Or maybe they just didn't want to say anything. I don't know, maybe they didn't have any advice. No idea, just want to say that. Like, because, like, I felt really... I remember coming home and saying that day, I was like, I think I was judged today based on what I drew. And I'll never know. So, no, I do not show merit because I'm a horrible...